It's Thursday, and that means it's our chit chat day. Now, I haven't been able to try as much makeup because over the weekend we were watching the weather, then the weather happened, and then I've only done makeup once, yesterday. So I haven't been able to try as much, but I do have some new things I'm interested in, so I thought we could talk about that. I feel like there might be a few things. There's a few things that I've tried. Now, I did pick these up. I don't remember. The days are a blur. But these are from Makeup Revolution, and I got this powder. And if you ever see anything that looks like that, what that is a finishing kind of... There's so many levels of brightening, and this would be the lowest level of brightening. And what can happen when you do that very low level brighten is it just creates evenness on the face. So this isn't going to be like a pink powder brighten. This isn't going to be wildly brightening, but anytime you add evenness to the face, you're going to get a blur, and you're going to get kind of just an even plane across the face, an even glow, if you will. But we also use the word glow and we automatically think sparkles. That's not what this is going to be either. So I'm intrigued. I've swatched it, but I haven't tried it. I'm very excited to try this. I feel like there's so many different levels of brightening. It can be confusing, or the word glow can be so confusing. I need to sit down and think about a way to simplify that. But I also picked this up, and this really does look like a dupe for the Dior blush, but I mean, do we care anymore? I guess I did. I caught my eye. I'm gonna swatch it here where I didn't put the powder. I feel like that one already has more pigment. Let me find my Dior blush. Are we sick of that Dior blush? Because I believe this was only 10 bucks. This is called Neo Pink. I couldn't find my Dior one. I did though. And then there's the Dior. I'm just gonna swatch the Makeup Revolution on my finger. That's the Makeup Revolution, that's the Dior. I feel like I like this one better. It looks less chalky. Hang on, yeah, that's the Dior. I remember that was the Makeup Revolution. I feel like on the skin, they're just identical. So that's a good thing. But that's only if you're into this color blush. I feel like this doesn't work on quite a few skin tones. However, Dior did expand, and they did a really nice range. They expanded to some really, really pretty shades. We should get those back out and swatch them, even on do a series. Let me grab them. But now at least we have a $10 dupe. This is what I was talking about. There's this really pretty shade. There's a really nice dark one. Even this one. I'm gonna open them really quickly so we can look at them. And then I have the coral shade as well. Man, y'all remember when these were like the talk of the town? Now you don't even hear about them. To tell you the truth, the brand sent me. I did not invest in all of these. I wouldn't have invested in all of these. But at least they did kind of do a little bit more of an inclusivity edition. But you know what? I still don't think that these are worth adding to your collection. That's a really pretty shade. That'd be pretty on deeper skin tone. But they're also not terrible, but just for how much they are, they're not something that speaks to me. Ooh, I bet that could be a fun bronzer. It's pretty. Ooh, it's nice. And here, let me show you. That's the darker shade that I just swatched, but I feel like that'd be a really pretty bronzer on my skin tone because it has a lot of red in it. That's really pretty. I think we should... but you know what? I get so afraid because if I get these out and start using them, I know they're really, really spicy price. I don't want you to feel like you need them, but it just kind of gives you an idea of, this is kind of a different color that. So it's not like we need to go buy that one. It just kind of gives us ideas of maybe using things we have in our collection that we're not sure how to use it. So it's still worth using, but I don't want to use them and you feel pressure to go buy. This is the lavender shade, by the way, to go buy these. So we're going to use them just for ideas, unless you want to get one. But what we're not doing is causing hype. Okay, so the other thing is we talked about the Rare Beauty powder yesterday. I don't know if y'all are on their email, but I am on their email, just their regular email. There's a lot of shades in this. And I talked about yesterday why I think that this isn't just a gimmick or something to pass over. And that's because most finishing powders, just think of finish, it means the end. It go on top of your eye powder. It'll go on top of any powder you put on before. This would be the last powder that you apply. But I'm saying that because a lot of times skin tones really any darker than me, if we use a finishing powder like this, even though it's translucent, if we pick it up like that and we pick it up, see that? That can even leave a cast on a skin tone any darker than mine. So even the best of the best. So I love the idea that Rare Beauty thought to do a finishing powder with different shades. So in a sea of overhyping, releasing all products, I'm talking about every brand ever, I really feel that this was thoughtful. And that warms my heart because we love that. Because like I said, even for me, if I have just even a little bit more tan than what I do right now, some finishing powders that are white, like this YSL one, can leave a cast. And not only does that cast, say we're not even going to take a picture. It's not about flashback. It's about even changing the color of the bronzer that you have on it. It would change the color of the blush you have on. So kind of using something that's your exact skin tone isn't going to leave a cast all over your face. So that's why I think those are special, and I'm very excited for those, because even that M Cosmetics one that I absolutely love, I have no qualms with it. It's an 11 out of 10. I love the formula, but it still could be a little too light for deeper skin tones. Speaking of M Cosmetics, this stuff, now I did try this. These are the blushes that need hype because they're more of like a blushy topper. Now, I'm going to do a look with them. I want to do a side-by-side, kind of pink versus peach. They're so pretty. They have such a beautiful glow to them. But again, we've kind of misused the word glow, and glow makes us think sparkly and textury sometimes. These are honestly blurring. They have a sheen to them, but they're just so blurring. The way that the light, they diffuse your skin when the light hits them, let me get my words, is just on another level. I feel like this is a very special formula. And I like that it's pigmented enough to obviously wear it as a blush, or you could do a very fluffy brush, a very light dusting of it to use it as a blush topper with your favorite blushes. So I was saying as a topper alone, I just think they're spectacular. I can't wait to do a look with them. I've been using them in some of the other videos that I film, and I think they're quite special. And I also like how big they are. I feel like you just dust away with that. Oh, and I was able to use this Refy Eye Balm. Remember this? It goes underneath here. I'm going to put it on, but unfortunately, it didn't do anything bad, but it also just didn't do anything. It did nothing. It didn't enhance the wear. It was the same. It was the same with. It's the same without. So I at least wanted it to kind of enhance something. I'm happy that it doesn't do anything bad, but it literally did nothing. Now I wake up in the morning, I put my eye cream on. I even do eye masks now that I'm reaching 36. So I've got it all layered. But maybe if you're very young and you're in a hurry and you don't want to just do your entire skincare routine and you want to put on a little concealer, you could use this. I don't advocate for that. But I feel like just where I'm at, because I'm going to do my skincare routine anyways, I'm going to use my LMS eye cream. I'm going to do my little Peter Thomas Roth mask on top of that. So for me, this isn't a product for me, but it could be for someone because it does add moisture. That's absolutely what it does, but it doesn't change what I already had on. I guess I have tried a lot. Take that, hurricane. So I have a new concealer that I like. It's different, okay? So I always talk about there's different coverage. This concealer, the Jouer concealer, is going to be comparable to Hourglass concealer, but I find, remember, I've tried both of these, we've been testing. I find this one to be more blurring. I could do a side-by-side. I think that would be fun. Or I really just want to film this alone and do one side. This stuff is super full coverage. Okay, there's always going to be a difference. When I reach for this concealer for a no makeup look, no, because 2 swipes of this and I've went glam. But also, if you want to do a super quick glam, this. I just throw this on as my concealer and my foundation all in one, and I'm loving it. I love, 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 love. It's definitely a full coverage concealer, so you have to want that. It's not going to be like the Natasha Denona. This would not have quite as much coverage because this alone will cover up this little freckle and it won't even peek through at all. And I know you're like, oh, it's literally nothing, Rose, but I really don't have a lot of concealers that instantly cover it up without having to do a little bit, and this one does. Even the Hourglass still kind of peeks through. So I feel like this just has the right amount of pigment. Plus, to get that coverage, a formula will have to be thicker. But that being said, the fact that we can wear this alone and we don't even have to worry about foundation, it feels so much better on the skin. So this is, again, I'm just going to keep reiterating, it's a full coverage concealer, but it has the most amazing pigment that I've seen in a concealer. Let me show you really quickly. It's kind of cool. And you know, I think we all have that one little spot on our face that we gauge our products with it. Let's grab a C31. It's so good. Like, look at that. It's gone. And I know you're like, Rose, it's nothing, but I'm telling you, it's my spot. We all have that spot on our face, and it's going to take, look at how far this goes. It's so good. And then I'm just going to keep blending it out around the edges. So if you have melasma or something that you really just need to cover up, I would almost say that you might not even need a corrector with this one. It's so good. I love it. And I like wearing it alone. Okay, what else? Ooh, speaking of concealers. You know, it's been a long time since I've liked a concealer from Tarte. As I aged, I realized Shape Tape never really was for me. I also find that Tarte runs very warm. Very warm. So this is their new Creaseless Creamy Concealer. They sent this to me. I'm probably going to go buy a better shade. I don't feel like this is going to be a good shade for me. Like I said, I knew it was already going to be warm just looking at it. So let's just see how it blends out. I also feel like this one's going to be a little too light. So you'll have to remember, I've been doing this a very long time. And just by what I'm used to, I can already, even the color's a little off. I was saying that doesn't mean that I only like full coverage concealers. I don't. I feel like there's a lot of concealers that I even have right here that are technically not full coverage, and I love them. But that one, I'm looking for one right now. I feel like this one's pretty light coverage, and I feel like it's going to be too light for me too, so it'll be a little bit more fair. This one's the Makeup Forever. Let's give this a little wipe. And then I'm just going to work this in. But you can see how this one, the pigments stay. They stay very strong, while this one just kind of, you start to see my skin through it. That doesn't mean that it's a full coverage. I'm trying to say it doesn't mean that we need full coverage, but there's a way to have a lighter coverage concealer, the pigments in there still be strong, but less coverage, not like the Jouer. Here, I'll even add more of the Makeup Forever, and you can just see how nicely it lays on the skin. These are the things that I wish somebody would have told me. Do you see how it's keeping its pigment? And I picked that shade because I knew it wasn't super full coverage, and I also knew I wanted it to be fair because the Natasha Denona is a little bit more coverage. It's a more medium. Look at how nice that looks compared to over here. That's the Makeup Forever concealer, by the way. I love it, but I'll say the Makeup Forever doesn't really have a shade for my more summer months. This one's too light. It's a good undertone, but it's too light. And then there's this concealer that absolutely just banished that. By the way, still absolutely loving this mascara. I had already been using it a month and a half before I did the ad, and still use it. Obviously, you've seen me use it so many times now. But I still love this one. And an update, I still don't see a difference. Now, they sent me this one. Well, they sent me in the initial. This is a new one because I had the other one so long I needed to replace it. So both of these I bought, but this is the waterproof, and then this is the regular. This is one of the first mascaras. I don't see a difference between the waterproof and how it holds compared to the regular. So that's a good thing because I know a lot of us don't enjoy waterproof. It's a little harder to get off. It's not for me because I use my cleansing balm and my makeup eraser. I have videos on that. But I understand that we all have a different makeup removal technique. But that all being said, I love this Firework mascara, and I like this formula just as much as I like waterproof. That being said, if your eyes do water a lot, I would highly recommend the waterproof. It's not, what I'm saying is it's not any better. So normally waterproof will hold curl better, but what I'm saying is I don't see a difference in that. But obviously if you are going to have watery eyes or you're used to waterproof mascara, it's a wonderful formula. It's just we don't have to have the waterproof just because it's better. They're both great formulas and perform the same. All right, let's talk about the Tear foundation. I don't know if y'all saw my recent reels. Scroll back, go check those out. But what I'm gonna say is this, I bought 5 of these and they run so warm that I can't find a shade. They also smell like Dawn dish soap. I don't love that. But I mean, that's not a deal breaker. It's really about the formula. The formula is really nice. I like the formula because it does dry down, but it stays very wet looking unless you really, really, really powder it, which to me, I like that because I don't like a super matte foundation. I want to control the level of matte. So I would prefer a formula have a really dewy look to it. But unfortunately, I cannot find a shade in this. And after buying 5 of them, I think I'm giving up. I'm giving up. All right, I think that's everything. I have a few more things, but I can't show them to you yet. Actually, this is kind of fun. So Tweezerman sent me over their new rose gold tools, but they sent this too, and I've never had a Stanley before. I just have my Yeti. I am very indifferent, but I will say this thing is heavy. This is a workout in itself, toting this daggum thing around. I like it, and I'm very appreciative, Tweezerman. But I probably wouldn't have gotten one if y'all hadn't sent one, so thank you so much. And look, they sent this and it comes off, but my little name's on there. I feel so special. Water just tastes better now. All right, I love y'all so much. Like I said, I just didn't get to try as much this week, so I didn't have as much to talk about, so do forgive me, but we're getting back in the groove of things, and we'll do a look tomorrow. I kind of want to do a cornflower blue eye. I've had it on my mind. Blue eyeshadow, y'all's favorite. Hello, my friends. What's going on? Something really exciting tomorrow. I'm talking probably one of our biggest launches of all time. It's happening. It's happening. So make sure that you are signed up for our emails. You do not want to miss what's happening tomorrow. You just don't. I mean, you can. I don't ever like to cause hype, but this is something that y'all have absolutely been asking for in comments, in DMs. It's probably one of the most requested things I've ever had. So if it has piqued your interest and you are one of the lovely people that have requested, it's happening. So in case you do want to sign up, and I know most of you are going to be stalking this site. I know y'all always do. I love it. But there's a link, and then I'll quickly walk you through kind of what I have on my face, because I had to film something important, something fun, and then we'll go through the things that I've really been loving, what I've been reaching for. Feeling better, but that is still going to be there. Okay, so I have on a new pair of lashes. This isn't the style, but this is the kind of the family they're from. They're from Kiss, and it's their new Rebel line, and I just absolutely love them. But the ones that I have on are called, here's the little package, they're called Smudge, and they're so wispy. Aren't they pretty? I love them so much. So those just came in today. That's the lashes. You're not gonna believe this, but my eyeshadow is just one eyeshadow. It's this shade here from Armani. Also, I would move up closer, but I'm really, really comfortable. So please just let me sit like this right now. feels good on my chest where I'm at. So this is shade 30M. That is just the one shade. And what I did is I just buffed it out to different levels on my eye. So I really didn't focus it in the center. That's a little bit more bare. I focused it mainly in the crease, and then once it transitioned into that shade. Looks like I did a whole eye look, huh? No. Just the one. I'm gonna stay focused on this for just a second because this is one of my just absolutely holy grails right now. It's not that the formula is fantastic. I don't want you to feel pressured to get these, but dag nabbit, did they nail these colors? These particular shades right here, I took them with me when I was traveling. I reach for them all of the time. Again, it's not that the formula is life-changing. It's just they got the colors. They got the colors right. I think there's another one I have over here I need to get out. But I cannot stop using these. I'm going to purchase these again in the exact same shades. I need them to never, ever, ever discontinue these because I love them. I love them. And my liner is also something else I'm not going to stop using. I absolutely love them. I'm not going to put them down, but I actually used this, the Melt Liquid Shadow. I used it as my liner today. Worked perfectly. And I used it with my E26 and it was just so easy. It's so black. I've had this on forever now. It's not fading. It's perfect. I love it. I love this as liner and as base. The foundation I have on, this one, I'm absolutely loving it. Now, it's a really close match, but it's not perfect. Which brings me to another product, which I don't talk about it a lot, but if you like a dewy finish and you're like me, foundations tend to run a little bit warm on you. I have been using this underneath my foundations, and the reason I love this is it's just the perfect shade. The way that it dries down, it adds glow without being sticky. We're coming back to this, but let me go to this. I use this as a corrector, as a fixer, I should say, and I just love it so much. And it makes me, my foundation is just a perfect match. Perfect match, but I do have this underneath it. It is so, and I wear it as a blush too, so it's more than just a one product thing. But these Dior Forever Glow Maximizer, I love them so much. So again, love it, but I have to fix it. But, so I love everything about the formula, but I just find that so many brands, all brands, it's not even just Fenty, everything just, this leans very warm. So on me, this still looks a little too yellow, but with this, and then I don't want you to feel pressured because this is very spicy priced. But that being said, it's multi-purpose. So at least it's not just a one thing. I wear it on my eyes. I wear it as blush. I fix my foundation with it. So spicy price, but then I'm getting so many uses out of it. But if you have a warm skin tone, this shade range is fantastic. And the formula, again, I love the formula, and it wears beautifully. So this, I love it. Now something else, and I actually have it on right now. I actually don't have bronzer on, so I just have on, and we talk about this, a real life contour, okay? Because contour is going to be cooler than bronzer. I also have a bronzer stick I'm loving too, but I want to mention this, and there are darker shades in this, but the way that this is a very wearable, real life shaping contour. It is such a beautiful shade. Now I'm going to show you this, and look at how pretty this is. But that's still really nice and cool. So we're able to get the shape that we want, the chisel, but we can still go out in the daylight. Let me show you what I'm talking about. I'm going to compare this to something I would really only wear for pictures or on stage. So this is what I'm comparing it to. This is a shade that I would mainly wear for pictures or on stage, just a more controlled lighting. It would be something like that. That's my actual contour shade. So you can still see how cool this is. It actually is really nice and cool. We'll get a really nice sculpt, but it's still gonna look, it's gonna look nice in all lighting. And then what this is gonna bring me to my bronzer stick that I'm loving, and that one is the Too Faced one. And then look at the difference on the warmth. You're gonna see this difference. See this? And you're thinking, I don't see it, it's subtle. This one is so much warmer. I know, well, if you're here, you probably study makeup like I do. So this one is just slightly cooler. We're gonna get a nice sculpt. This one just really warms up. And this is also important. This one is a very melty, blendy. So think of it as a transition. This particular formula, let's talk about the formula. It is one that wants to transition. It wants to really kind of creep up on that cheekbone, as it should. It's bronzer. Bronzer can do that. But I feel this formula is a formula that stays very controlled, and that's what we want. So I love them both so much, and I would even wear them together. Remember, you want your bronzer to migrate, but you want your contour. You want your contour to stay in place. Now, for powder underneath my eyes, I'm still switching between my Givenchy and my Nakia Joy. So my Nakia Joy I like for my more glam looks, but today I actually have on my Givenchy because I wanted just a little bit more of a natural kind of glowy under eye. But it's for me, powder is harder to just nail down because I feel like it's just what is the look I'm going for? What am I trying to achieve? For everyday, Givenchy. For glam, the Nakia Joy. Now, I actually don't have blush on, but I'm kind of glad I don't because I thought we would put one on together. I'm trying to decide what color I want to put on. I absolutely love these blushes. Now, I used to use these all the time. Obviously, things come out. My job is to test things and check things out and see what we would want to add to our collection. Y'all know what I'm saying. But these blushes are so amazing. They were kind of ahead of their time. And now I see a lot of brands kind of doing the same thing. But I just love these. I love everything about these. So I'm going to pick some up. And I actually like to use a puff with these, okay? So we're going to pick it up. But the way that look at the pigment. The way that they melt into the skin because they're so finely milled is just on another level. Now I'm going to take this and I'm just going to continue to melt. And there's so many beautiful colors. And I can't get enough of them. I can't. And then there's one like the one that we have been screaming about for a long time. And then if you're wondering, why loose blush? Think of how smoothing and blurring and wonderful loose powder is. And that's one of the reasons we use it is because it's so finely milled. So why not have a finely milled blush? And I also love that there's a sifter, which keeps it under control. I just love these. I'm excited to start using them again. You know, you wait for things to come out and then you are like, oh yeah, there'll be something better. You know what I'm referencing, right? I'm referencing the Givenchy ones. I don't even like the packaging on the Givenchy ones. And those are heavily scented. These are not. No, I don't even think these have a scent. Oh, look at that color. Oh my gosh, we have to do that color next. The ones that I've used the apricot one, the lychee one, and then, oh yeah, the pink apricot. I love pink apricot. So I just love these so much. I love blush. I wonder if we're going to look back on the heavy blush that we're doing right now. The Sabrina Carpenter type blush. I wonder if we're going to look on that like we did our eyebrows in 2016, which I still love my eyebrows in 2016. But we definitely look back on it and we see that it was a trend. Like we're not really doing it the same way now. Or maybe even think 80s blush. I mean, we don't do the very contoured blush, which I feel like that's where we're going. But I wonder if we're going to have blush blindness. Now, another powder that I take with me for touch-ups. Can't stop using it. I'm gonna go get you a link. It is so beautifully translucent. I did drop it and I did that, but it's still stable enough to where it hasn't done anything really worse than that. So that's good. That means that it's a pretty stable formula. I love it. I love the way that it smooths. I love the way that it doesn't take down shine too much. I love the way it sets. I just love this powder. And I tried the new Laura Mercier powder. Literally did nothing. I tried the Hourglass powder. If you're looking for a pressed powder to kind of do touch-ups, even to set the perimeter of your face, please. This one is my holy grail. Now, I do apologize because, Jean, please, we're trying to do a tutorial. Because the next thing I'm going to show you is Wildly Spicy Price. I apologize. They're also discontinuing them, but a lot of you have purchased them since I showed them, but these are now my holy grail. I'm going to go finish buying more of these because I've never used a formula that is this creamy but doesn't crease. It's always the good stuff they discontinue. To be fair, remember when I bought the Spicy Price foundation, this did not inspire me. It did not wow me. It is basically, this one is just double wear and a fancy packaging. And I didn't even like it as much as double wear. And the color doesn't match me the way double wear does. Meh. But these dadgum correctors, I need to speak to the person that created these. Okay, we need to have a conversation. These are some of the best I've ever used. I'm really trying to focus on holy grails today, but yes, I have both of these on right now. Touch of the peach under, and then I have on my Natasha Denona concealer, which I'm about to get to that. That's my holy grail because I'm dark enough for that one again. And then a touch of the pink on top to brighten. Just tiny, tiny amounts. I know you're thinking, ugh, cakey. No, and no. So good. But again, heard these were being discontinued. From late March till about late October, this is my concealer. This is my perfect shade in those months. I'm talking melty, put it under my eyes, on my face, everywhere. It just matches me. I think Natasha literally was like, Rose is always squawking about not being able to find her perfect shade. She took a picture of me and then made my shade, because that's what this is. Formula, super thin. This is the concealer I go back to it. I go back to it. It's special. It's a thought out formula. The way that it lays on the skin, the shade range is incredible, by the way. It's incredible. Yeah, I just feel like it was thought out and the formula was thought out, the colors were thought out, and you can really see that when you apply this concealer and how it wears. And then another thing I've been loving is obviously the Kiko Milano lips, and I don't want to overwhelm you, but the one that I have on is what I started wearing when I got it in New York. So I met with Kiko Milano while I was there, and they gave me a big bag of makeup. And then I started wearing this combo, and that's what I have on right now. But this particular shade, so I'll just tell you really quickly. My favorite lip liner shades are this one, and then I'll do another slide and talk about my second. But this is Gingerbread. I just discovered it, and it's Gingerbread 05. I know it's gingerbread. Yum, yum. And then the lipstick, I swear this is Chanel lipstick. It's the same exact formula. This shade is 433, and that's the combo that I have on. And I love it. It's fantastic. And y'all are gonna be shocked when you see how affordable this formula is. These are $12.50, I believe, and then these are wildly affordable. I'm talking, I think they're like e.l.f. affordable. Way better formula. And then I'm dropping these. My other favorite lip combo, also Kiko Milano, and this is the one that I wear if I need my lipstick to stay on 12 hours. And it looks the exact same. I've done wear tests with it. I've documented it. It is just, it's so good. But rosy brown lip liner, and then this, what are these called? The unlimited double touch. So good. I get the most compliments with this combo. I did a lot more of my holy grails today. I've been trying some new stuff, but I'm still kind of in the process of trying. There were some new things here, like the lashes are new, but I had a request for kind of my current holy grails, what I've been reaching for, and I feel like I was able to really determine that with the traveling. I've been traveling a lot. Explains the bronchitis. But there is one more thing. I'm actually going to need more of this, but the way that I use this in my makeup routine, not a sealant, not a setting spray. Okay, I have to say that. I feel like anytime we see a spray, we're thinking we need to do this and it's going to keep our makeup lasting longer. This doesn't affect the way that your makeup wears in a negative way, but it's not a long wear spray. Don't ever put this on and think, I'm sealed in. I'm going to last 12 hours at this concert. No. I like to use this to kind of take away any extra powder on my face. I also like to use this to fix my makeup. I feel like the way that it pairs with makeup, you've seen where I do the swatches to kind of show you if you were to have a mess up under here, how you could fix it. But the way that this just pairs with makeup and kind of reactivates makeup and just makes it look more like skin, it's pretty exceptional and I love it so much. I mean, obviously, I need a refill. So I think that's everything. I mean, there is one more thing. I mean, it's pretty much my holy grail. Are y'all ready? I'm ready. I'm so excited. I love y'all so much. Sign up for the email. I don't want you to miss it. Recently things have been, I mean, the one brush that we did, I mean, that was pretty wild. This one sold out way faster than we thought it was going to. And yeah, so just keep that in mind. Working on this, but get ready. I love y'all. I love you all so much. I've done a tutorial every single day. Tomorrow, since I might be in meetings, I'm going to try to do a tutorial tomorrow. But also I feel the more I talk, the more I get aggravated. So I might take tomorrow to I might take a long weekend to heal because I haven't even really had a chance to heal. So if I don't hop on tomorrow, if you don't see me tomorrow, I'm just in meetings and I'm just trying to sit somewhere and be quiet and really get rid of this so I can really enjoy our tutorials next week. It's been a little rough, but definitely on the mend, but one extra day off would be nice. It would be nice. all this yapping I do. I love y'all so much. I'm really excited for our next launch, and I'm excited to continue to be on this makeup journey with all of you and to add things to your makeup journey that make makeup even more fun. And that's why I do what I do. That's why I try to help y'all, and that's why I thought brushes would be the avenue that would even be more helpful. So I love y'all, and I'm always around.